Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 15 body mists for Valentine's Day. I have 12 from Bath & Body Works and then I have only 3 from Victoria's Secret. From Victoria's Secret, I don't really have a huge collection of body mists from them anyways. So I tried to be really strict with the ones that I thought were like really good for Valentine's Day. Basically what all of these body mists have in common is that they smell super intoxicating, sexy, enchanting. A lot of them are sweet. A lot of these are also very like perfumey. Now if you missed my top perfumes for Valentine's Day, then definitely go and check that video out. I will link it up here. And I feel like these body mists will also layer with a lot of those perfumes as well. So in case you have some of the same perfumes and body mists that I do, then you can put them together. But these are the scents that will get them falling to their knees. These are the scents that you're going to be intoxicating everybody around you with. So with all that being said, before we get started, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on. By the way, if my hair is looking very orange, which it is, you guys don't even want to know what's going on up here. Like, I'm almost tempted to show you, but at the same time I'm like, these videos are going to be on the internet forever, so let me just not. I'm like bright yellow. Basically what happened, nobody probably cares, so just skip over this part if you don't. But basically, if you guys remember, just a couple videos ago, I had my red hair. I had my little red hair for about like a week and a half. Like, I loved it. No matter what color I do to my hair, I ultimately just always go back to black. Like, I just love super dark hair. The red was fun, but after about a week or so, I was like, okay, I definitely miss my dark hair. So then I put dark hair dye on top of that red, and basically what ended up happening is that every single time I would go to wash my hair, it would bleed red, and unless I dried my hair immediately out of the shower, I would like stain everything, even though there was like that dark black color almost on top of that red, it would still bleed red. And yesterday I finally removed the color, so I tried to remove the red with Color Oops Extra Strength, which worked. It definitely worked really freaking well. And right after I filmed this video, I'm gonna go ahead and dye my hair back to black. That was the whole like end point that I was trying to get to, was basically to strip out the red so that it could stop bleeding in the shower. And also, even though the black was on top of my hair, every time I would go into the sunlight, you could still see so much red. And so I wanted to just get rid of that and just have like an even dark hair color. The Color Oops definitely worked. It stripped all of the red out of my hair, especially up on my scalp here. I'll show you guys a little. Do you see that? That's all. Now all I have to do is just dye my hair back to dark, and then we're all set. Anyways, now that we're done with that, let's get into this video. I'm going to start off with Bath & Body Works first. Now, some of these you might have seen pop up in some of my previous videos, but I try to include new ones. Let's start off with a new one that I've never mentioned ever on my channel, and it's actually brand new in my collection. I've never owned this mist before. This is Black Amethyst. Black Amethyst has always intrigued me because of like the packaging, the name. I was always super curious about what this scent smelled like. It's kind of almost like the baby of Into the Night mixed with like Dark Kiss. Like that kind of concoction is kind of what this smells like. There's a lot going on in here, but ultimately it's like a really deep, dark, sexy fragrance. It's giving off all of the right vibes. This mist has notes of peony petals, sweet sandalwood and patchouli, and creamy amber. I have hair in my mouth. So the notes definitely intrigued me, minus the patchouli, but I actually don't mind it in the way that it is mixed with everything else. This straight up smells like a perfume. Kind of giving me vibes of Olivia Belle. This is definitely like a date. If you're gonna go out to dinner for Valentine's Day, it's definitely something that you wear on like a date night. It has like that dark vibe that's very fitting for like the nighttime specifically. If you are fans of Dark Kiss, Into the Night, Olivia Belle, kind of take all of those and mix them together, and that's kind of like what you get in here. There is kind of like a heavy patchouli note, like I said, but then you have creamy amber, which really rounds all of those notes out. It doesn't really let anything like be too screechy or stand out or just overall be harsh. It's really smooth, I would say, and I really love this. So I'm excited to finally have this in my collection, and I thought that it would be a perfect Valentine's Day body mist. My next mist is also a very perfumey mist. This one is This is Cactus Blossom. I do not hear enough people talk about Cactus Blossom. This scent is so strong. This has definite vibes of Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture. So to everybody that likes that scent, which I feel like is the good majority of people. I mean, I know that it's kind of an overdone scent and so many people have worn it, but what smells good smells good. It doesn't really matter how overworn it is. There's something else to it. It's almost like if you mix the original Juicy Couture and then if you mixed it with Viva La Juicy, this is pretty much what you get, because the original Juicy Couture scent still has sweetness in it. I believe it still has like caramel. It's not as sweet as Viva La Juicy though, and this one has kind of like that equal amount of like the freshness and then the super sweetness. This definitely to me screams like grown woman sexy. I find this one to be a lot more mature than both of those fragrances, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I love Juicy Couture scents. I love any scent, whether it is mature or juvenile. I don't really care. I just like to use those terms, and I mention it over and over again because people sometimes come at me for like saying certain things about perfumes, like why are you calling it mature or why are you calling it juvenile? That's not me trying to insult anybody. Like, if you like those scents, then you like those scents. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. I just try to use those terms in order to kind of describe the scents, because it kind of gives people a feel. And that's what I would describe this one as. It's a good in between of being juvenile and mature. It's like that perfect in between. This has notes of cactus flower petals, sun-kissed coconut, and fresh sparkling lemon. The coconut in here you don't really get. It doesn't scream at you. It's not annoying. It's not like that sunscreen coconut. You don't even pick it up, but I feel like it kind of like makes this a little creamier and adds like that sweetness that it has. And the fresh sparkling lemon gives us like a burst. That is Cactus Blossom. Definitely would recommend as a Valentine's Day scent because it'll last forever and ever and ever. There's so many perfumes you could pair this up with and you are going to be smelling amazing all day. You could wear it day to night, but I feel like this is good for like maybe like a brunch. You could wear it at any time. It still like smells good regardless. The next scent, this is a newer scent and I haven't heard anybody talk about this scent. This is Starlight Night. I didn't even see that many people even pick this up when it first came out, so I don't know if people just don't like this scent, but I feel like it's very, very underrated and I really enjoy this because it reminds me of another one of my favorite scents. This has notes of snowberry, midnight iris, and sensual agar wood. This scent smells to me like In the Stars, but add like a berry note and make it In the Stars a little bit more fruity. Like that would be the only difference. And that is why I personally really love this, because I love In the Stars. This one though, I do feel like is a little bit tamer than In the Stars. Like if you are somebody that absolutely despises In the Stars, then try maybe check this one out, because it kind of, yes, it does have a vibe to In the Stars, but it has like a fruity burst at the same time. This one kind of almost reminds me of Aqua Kiss, which is actually personally a scent that I do not like, but I weirdly like this. If you kind of mix up Aqua Kiss and In the Stars, which I feel like is such a weird mixture because those two scents are so different, but that's kind of what you get in here. Like it has like a berry aspect to it, a fruitiness, and just like more of like a fresher, fruity, juicy kind of quality. So if that sounds like something that you like, then definitely check this one out. I definitely wanted to include In the Stars in this video, but I feel like every single Bath & Body Works video that I've done, I've included In the Stars. So I kind of settled on this one because it still kind of gives me that In the Stars vibe, but it has like a little bit of fruitiness to it, sweetness to it. I thought it would be a little bit more like feminine and pretty, which is why I thought it would be fitting for Valentine's Day. So that Be Enchanted. I know that I've talked about this so many times, but I could not make this video without this. Like the name just says it all. Be Enchanted. That is exactly what this will give you. This is an enchanting scent if I've ever smelled one. If you are a fan of pomegranate, which is, I live and breathe for pomegranate, Be Enchanted is just that scent. This is the perfect amount of fruity, of sweetness, of everything. It's like sexy, it's sweet, it's feminine. It has like a creamy vanilla vibe as well to it. This is iced pomegranate, sugared petals, chilled passion fruit, whipped vanilla, and light musk. If you can think about what the mixture of a creamy vanilla note mixed with like pomegranate would smell like, that is exactly what you get in here. I'm not going to talk about it any further because you guys know I've talked about this on and on and on and on. So that is Be Enchanted. This one just kind of speaks for itself. Next up we have Fairy Tale. This is the infamous body spray that came out that smells like YSL Libre. Don't even make fun of how I say that. This literally smells so similar to it. It's like almost identical. It's obviously a little bit more watered down because it's not a perfume, but it's very strong. It has really decent projection, and the scent of it, like, although it's a little bit softer than Libra, the scent of both of them are like the exact same. You could wear the scent at any time. I feel like Libra has become such a signature scent for like so many people, and it's such a highly like complimented scent. So I feel like a lot of people, most people really just enjoy that kind of scent profile. And this one is just the same. This is pomegranate nectar, fresh orange blossom, vanilla bean, and warm amber. I feel like this is a little bit more like subdued, a little softer, because it doesn't have that lavender in it, which is what kind of is the main ingredient I feel like for YSL Libra, because it is such a bam, like in your face perfume, and it does have kind of like a little bit of that masculinity in it as well. Like it has kind of like a cologne vibe to it, but all the while being super feminine. And it's time and time again described as like a boss chick kind of scent. I think I've mentioned this comparison before, but every time I smell that scent, it reminds me of like Miranda Priestling from The Devil Wears Prada. Confidence, you are who you are, you're unapologetic about it, CEO type fragrance. That's basically what that scent smells like, and that's basically the vibes that this one gives you as well. Fairy Tale is definitely a scent to go for Valentine's Day, because it'll have everybody thinking you just have everything together. The next one, if you're gonna go on a Valentine's Day date, if you're gonna go out with your girlfriends and you're gonna have a drink or two, I feel like this is just the perfect scent for that. This is Black Cherry Merlot. This is definitely a date night or date night with your girlfriends, whoever you're going out with. This is the scent to wear when you're having a glass of wine or something, because it's Black Cherry Merlot, and it definitely gives off that vibe. It's so cherry-like, and the cherry in it is so deep and sultry. It has notes of dark cherry, black raspberry, and sumptuous Merlot. It has like this berry, kind of boozy vibe to it. It's like a cherry raspberry wine. It's super sweet. It's not bitter at all like you would think wine would smell like. This doesn't smell bitter. This is overall very sweet. It has a freshness to it because it is so bright when it opens up with those like juicy fruits in the beginning. That's like all you get, and then you kind of get that boozy vibe coming in, which gives us like a really sexy vibe to it. And this is a really good one. If you guys watched my most recent video where I reviewed the Okja fragrances and you saw me review Sinful, this is the scent that you pair up with Sinful or Tom Ford Lost Cherry if you have that scent. Personally, that's a little out of my budget. I'm not trying to spend $500, especially considering people have said that that scent doesn't even last. So I'm just like, what? I'm not about to spend that kind of money when I have Sinful, and it's also amazing and it lasts forever. But pair up Black Cherry Merlot with Sinful. If you have that, I know a lot of you guys said in the comments that you have Sinful. Pair the two together. Trust me. Like, trust me. Pair the two together. Or any other scent that you have that has cherry in it. Pair it up with Black Cherry Merlot. You will have people like sniffing on you all day. Next up, we have another fairly new scent to me. This is Almond Blossom. As you guys can see, I've used a decent amount of this. I haven't had it for that long. This is another one I picked up off of Mercari because I couldn't find it in my stores, and I've always wanted this scent. This is, did I say this is Almond Blossom? This is Almond Blossom. This scent is so freaking good. This kind of has vibes to Girl of Now by Elie Saab. It's very sweet, creamy, almondy, so perfume-like. I keep repeating myself over and over about this, but pretty much a lot of these just smell like actual perfumes. This is like a gourmand type of scent, but without smelling like food. Like, you're gonna be smelling sweet and delicious and edible, but not like a specific food. You know what I mean? Like, you have Christmas cookies, which obviously smells like cookies. This is more grown up. This is more perfumey. It doesn't straight up smell like food, but they're gonna want to eat you. And this has notes of sweet almond oil blended with vanilla orchid and cashmere musk. So you get kind of like a floralness to this as well. It's overall very sweet, and it kind of almost smells like caramel to me. It doesn't have caramel, but it gives me like a caramel vibe to it. But I think that's just coming from like the almond oil. It's very creamy. It has a cashmere note, and I personally think all cashmere notes smell so sexy, like so freaking sexy. I love cashmere notes in perfumes and body mists, and the fact that this one has it just kind of amps this up even more. And then Vanilla Orchid kind of gives this, again, a sweet creamy vibe, but also like a little touch of floralness to it. So it's like that perfect balance of floral and sweet. This is just, trust me on this one, this is a need for any occasion, but especially for Valentine's Day. I thought this would be very fitting because it's super feminine, it's so beautiful. So that is Almond Blossom. Okay, another scent that I've talked about time and time again, this is Forever Red. I had to include this. Basically, this scent is like Valentine's Day in a bottle, just by like the name itself, the packaging. This screams red. This smells like the color red. This is the type of scent you wear with a red dress, a red lip, red heels, a red purse, red anything. Like basically, if you're gonna wear anything that's red, pair it up with Forever Red and that'll be it. If you're going to wear white, don't spray this. I don't know if they're still doing this because I haven't tested it out on my white clothing, but something that a lot of people have said is that the juice in here is red, and when you spray it out on red clothing, it stains your clothes. Like it'll put like droplets of red everywhere. So if you're gonna wear white, don't wear this, or just spray it on like your body or something. I'm not sure if they're still doing that, like if the juice is still like that. I feel like I kind of want to test this out. Personally, I don't see it. It's not turning red at all, but I know I've heard a lot of people say that. So I don't know. Let me know if you think that the juice in here is still red and it's still like staining your clothes red. Regardless of that, this scent is so beautiful. Another one that has pomegranate. I feel like I'm like super biased to pomegranate. Like any scent that has pomegranate, I'm just like immediately in love with. So this one is Fiery Pomegranate, Red Peony, Rich Vanilla Rum, and Oakwood. This definitely has a vanilla bourbon kind of vibe to it. The pomegranate here doesn't really smell so realistic. It's not synthetic either. It adds to the fragrance, but it doesn't come out too much, if that makes any sense. It's like very well blended with all the other notes. And if I could describe this, this is like a bourbon, vanilla, and pomegranate mixture. It is so good. It's very, very creamy. It's so well blended. It's so smooth and just the perfect amount of everything. It is sweet, but not sweet like in your face, sickly sweet. You're gonna make people sick sweet. Not at all like that. Hands down, people will come up to you and ask you what you are wearing. I've had that happen to me many times with this fragrance. This is the definition of intoxicating. Perfect Valentine's Day scent. Speaking of perfect Valentine's Day scent, we have You're the One. I know there's people out there that don't like this scent, and I understand why, because a lot of people don't love a super, super heavy, vintage, antique rose kind of a scent. I never was a fan of it myself. I still am not, but there's something about this scent. There's actually been a lot of you that have picked this up after I've mentioned it, that have told me that you also don't like that kind of rose scent, but there's something about this one. There's something about it. You can't really explain what, but there's such a likable factor to this. This is the scent that has been hands down my most complimented body mist ever from Bath & Body Works. This straight up smells like a Dior perfume, like no joke. Straight up smells like a Dior perfume. If you went up to like a fragrance snob, I promise you that if you blindfolded them and you handed them a Miss Dior scent and then this, they will not be able to tell the difference. I promise you, this scent smells straight up like a $200 designer scent. It smells so good. I don't know what they've done in here, but this is straight up a perfume in a body mist bottle, and it lasts like it. It smells like a perfume, but it also performs like a perfume. The projection of it is insane. I have actual perfumes that are less projecting and last less than this does. Like, this stuff is like magic in a bottle. There's white birch, velvety rose, and a drop of strawberry nectar. As I've mentioned before, I don't know if they literally mean a drop of strawberry nectar, but if they do, then that is what makes me like this scent. Because although this is very heavy on that rose, it's like a fresh rose. It's like a freshly rained rose. Like you've ever sprayed rose water on your face. I love the smell of rose water because it's so refreshing and so beautiful. That's kind of what this has, but it also has sweetness. And maybe that's the strawberry nectar, the drop of strawberry nectar that's in here, but it just works. And your date or whoever you're with, they will 1000% give you compliments on this scent. I have the shower gel, I have the body lotion, I even have like the glitter like body cream of this stuff. Layer them all together and you're going to kill them. This scent is literally just a luxury perfume disguised in a body mist. That's all I can say. Next up we have Dahlia. It's been a while since I've talked about Dahlia, but I don't know why, because I love this scent. Dahlia smells so insanely good, and I have mentioned her in a previous video. This to me smells a lot like Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, which is probably like my most complimented scent from men specifically. That is probably my husband's most favorite perfume that I own. Every single time that I wear it, he always says something. Like, I mean, like every single time, without a doubt, he has complimented me on that scent every time I've had it on. And this one smells almost identical to it. It's kind of like the same thing as like Fairy Tale to YSL Libre. Like, they smell very similar to the perfumes, but they're just like a little bit watered down because they're not perfume. This has Velvet Dahlia Petals, Crisp Pear, Praline Musk, and Whipped Tonka Bean. It's the perfect mixture of floral, creaminess, sweetness. It's kind of funny because Carolina Herrera's Good Girl also is probably the perfume in my collection that has the most notes in it. Like, it's like a book. But the way that it is mixed, I don't know how they did it, but it's so smooth with everything and nothing is screechy and nothing stands out. But you can almost smell like a little bit of everything in like the best way possible. And it's kind of the same thing for this one. So definitely recommend Dahlia. Perfect date night scent. I just feel like this is a type of scent that men love. I don't know what it is, but that's just been my experience with it. So I had to include this scent. This is Little Black Party Dress. Again, this smells like a perfume. It actually smells exactly like the original Jimmy Choo perfume, which I've mentioned before. This one has a really heavy patchouli note, but oddly, I love it. There's this weird sweetness in here that really rounds it out, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, although I would be absolutely repulsed by a scent that is mainly patchouli, I am oddly not repulsed at all by this. This is Frosted Nectarine, Black Peony, and White Patchouli. I'm coming to realize I really like the scent of peony because a lot of these scents have peony, and they're like some of my favorite scents. But anyway, the White Patchouli in here is definitely the star of the show, but it's really good. I don't know if it's that black peony that's doing that or the frosted nectarine. Like, there's definitely a freshness to it, but there is like this sweetness. Kind of has a little bit of like a tart vibe, kind of juicy vibe. I don't know how to explain it, but it's super, super sexy. Exactly what you expect coming out of a scent that's named Little Black Party Dress. And I could definitely see this being worn with the Little Black Party Dress because it's like sexy and mature, but it also doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, it's sexy, mature, but also very fun and playful. The perfect Valentine's Day date night type of scent, so had to include that for this video. And then my very last scent from Bath & Body Works that I have for this video is Midnight Pomegranate. So this is like the older, more mature, sexy sister to Be Enchanted. Midnight Pomegranate has ruby red pomegranate, sparkling cassis, white jasmine, blackberry spice, and patchouli. So this one has like a little kick to it. Like, it still has kind of the same notes as Be Enchanted, but this has that spice element. This has some patchouli added to it that Be Enchanted lacks. It kind of amps this up. It kind of turns this into more of a perfume-like scent, whereas Be Enchanted is a little bit more fun and girly and playful and kind of body spray-ish. This is like the perfume version of it. It's similar but different. And in here, I don't smell the patchouli, but it makes this last a long, long time. Pomegranate in here is so strong, but so delicious. And the blackberry spice is very prominent in here as well because I can definitely smell kind of like equal parts blackberry to pomegranate. So it's like that deep, fruity, purple berry kind of smell. If you have any perfume that has like a berry note in it and you want it to come out, pair it up with this and game over. So that is Midnight Pomegranate. So now for my 3 Victoria's Secret scents. So the first one I'm going to talk about, this is super basic. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing special, but what's good is good, okay? Like, don't fix what's not broken. This is Velvet Petals. Just the original Velvet Petals. Not any of the flankers, nothing. The original Velvet Petals is hands down one of my most complimented body mists, like, ever. Every time I wear this scent, I get a compliment. My husband loves, like, I mean loves with the capital L, this scent. Nobody can dislike this scent. Like, I just feel like this is such a hard scent to dislike. I was going to include Snowflakes and Cashmere from Bath & Body Works in this video, but I figured I've talked about it a lot. But it would be like a perfect Valentine's Day scent, but I included this one instead because, as I've mentioned before, somebody commented that the two smell very similar, which I definitely agree, but this one is a little bit more girly. Snowflakes and Cashmere is very sexy and feminine as well. This one's a little bit more girly and playful and fun, and I love this scent. Anytime I just don't know what to wear, but I just want to smell sweet and girly, and oh my god, it's so good. Pair this up with the lotion and you're done. If you're a beginner and you only want to get one body mist out of this video, I would say go with this one, because it's no fuss, it's nothing crazy, not complicated, but oh my god, you are going to kill him with this one. And Velvet Petals is Lush Blooms Almond Glaze Made You Blush. Weird description. It's creamy, it's sweet. It says Lush Blooms. I don't really get a floral vibe in here. Think of like the color light pink, baby pink. That's basically the vibes of this, and it mixes well with a lot of perfumes. I've tested it out with a lot of perfumes and it just works with everything. As long as the perfume is sweet, pair it up with this and it just takes it to the next level. And I'm sure a lot of you guys already have Velvet Petals because it's been around forever, but you just need. Next up, we have Love Spell Untamed. I absolutely despise the original Love Spell. It's been my most hated scent like ever. I think it's so screechy. It's too much. In my personal opinion, I know a lot of people love it, but I think it smells kind of cheap. But Love Spell Untamed, and honestly a lot of the flankers for Love Spell I have really liked, but I specifically wanted to include this one for this video because this is so good. This is another like really creamy sweet scent. This has forest pear and apricot nectar. It's like sweet and fruity, creamy, kind of has like an almond vibe in it, although it doesn't have almond. I oddly smell that type of note in here, but I really love this. Every time I smell it, I do think of like the color purple, because it kind of gives me a like a berry vibe, like a deep purple berry vibe, which again is not stated in here, but I'm definitely getting that scent. I don't really know how else to describe this, but it's really pretty. It's really sweet, very sexy, feminine. You could wear this during the day, you could wear it at night. It just kind of works for everything. My very last scent. This is another one very fitting for Valentine's Day. This is Rouge Elixir. So this is like this new line that they came out with that was kind of like, I guess, perfume inspired or something. This is Rouge Elixir number 2, and this has red currant and almond cream in it. I love red currant, black currant, all about those notes. I just love like my berries, okay? And this one mixed with the almond creme that is in here, it just gives it like a really high-end feel. It kind of reminds me of Enchanted, kind of reminds me of Velvet Petals, but it's overall just really deep and rich and just smells like the color red. Kind of in the same way that Forever Red smells like the color red, this one also does, but kind of in a different way. But overall it's still like very sweet and very powerful. So that is Rouge Elixir. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked my selection for Valentine's Day body mist. Let me know your recommendations for either perfumes or body mists that you think would really work for Valentine's Day. But that is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!